Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching a 100. This episode 7 of the 6th season. Hopefully, guys have been enjoying it so far. And if you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So, very interesting stuff that is going on here on the new planet. You know, we have obviously the people that originally founded it. Sanctum, that is what the area is called, and we have got the primes, the people that are running it. Now it turns out they're immortal, pretty much. They figured out a way how they could jump their mind from one body to another, but the key is you have to be a night bleeder. So obviously all season they've been in search for trying to find these, and you know, Clarke is one of them. They know that, they've took over that, and now she is Josephine, the girl that we seen in the first episode. She's been reborn into Clarke's body, which we have been told that Clarke is now dead. You know, everybody's kind of mourning her right now. It's interesting because Murphy, he wants to be immortal as well. Now Josephine's come over to him and offered him a deal, pretty much, you know, help her in her quest to obviously get everybody to be on their side, to accept them, and you know, to get Abby to fashion and create more Nightblood that they can pass around their people to make sure that they, you know, will stay alive forever and ever, and he will be included in this and also have a chip for himself so him and Amora can stay alive. So it's interesting because he switched sides like a cockroach. He actually is, that's his name. He does whatever it takes to survive, and he believes that this is the best play. He's been thrown in with Bellamy, pretending that he's a prisoner, trying to get Bellamy on his side, but Bellamy was like, nah mate, we're going to go after them, we're going to take them all down, we're going to kill them. Very interesting. Obviously Murphy didn't want that. He started talking about Clarke and what she would have wanted. Is that what Monty would have wanted? Do you know what I mean? And then obviously Bellamy figured out that he was on their side and asked what have they offered him. And obviously he told him, he said, look mate, I've got until dawn until, you know, they're going to come in and kill you. I need you to be on their side to accept it. Otherwise, you know, they're going to try and go after us all. Now, Bellamy wasn't all for this. The interesting thing is Russell come in and so did Josephine. She ended up cutting him free and letting Bellamy attack him. And he was strangling him, obviously blames him for killing Clarke. And, you know, Josephine was like, look mate, I know he's my dad, but if this is what you need, this is you know, the revenge, get it out of your system, an eye for an eye, and then that's it, we move on, we live together. Now he's actually let him live and you know, stormed off. He's fuming, he's not happy about it. But again, there's loads of interesting stuff that's going on because you've got Maddie, she's dreaming, she's seen the Dark Commander, isn't she? He's getting into her mind, he's trying to get Maddie to kill Gaia. Now, Maddie's actually strong enough to actually turn around and deny him, obviously, what he wants, and banish Gaia, actually, because she wasn't happy with some of the stuff that she's done. But as the Commander was calling her weak, she said, look, mate, I'm not weak because I kept Gaia alive, you know what I mean? I actually got a bigger plan. I want you to teach me how I can kill everybody. So instead of Bellamy, who was thinking about killing everybody here now in Alpha, now it is obviously Maddie's choice. She's going to decide to go and attack everybody. Wonder if she lifts and wakes everybody from the ship and obviously have the army behind her because they'll charge forward if she instructs it. So that's going to be interesting. And then we see Octavia, who's in the forehead after going under when obviously that flame come through and nearly killed her. It started to deteriorate her hand. It was like well old now, so it's like about 500 years old. And the guy actually went and tried to get some medicine. He showed that it works on himself, on the cuts. He put it on her. Wasn't working that good. So Octavia was like, look, sack this mate, get that cut off. I don't want that spreading, cut my arm off. And then he noticed that her arm was moving in like a weird motion, and he was like, look mate, get that rock, close your eyes, see what it does. She drawn like a spiral circle, and he said it's the same as me. Pulled down like a tattoo that he's got on his chest. Diosa opened the book, same kind of spiral again. He was like, we need to look into this, we need to see why you are being called upon. So again, weird stuff going on, interesting as well. Can't wait to see what happens in today's episode. If Maddie gets more people involved to go and attack them, it's going to be exciting. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. I like all these drawings, pretty sick.
Hello, sweetheart.
Reunited in heaven.
How is this possible?
What's the last thing you remember?
I died. I didn't get to say goodbye. It started when I got upset.
Beating heart, mate.
A heartbeat. I'm still alive. I loved being here with Maddie, and I love you. So here you are.
There are no answers for you here, Clarke. Go figure this out.
I'd like it if she could look through Josephine's eyes. Do you know what I mean? That'd be sick, that. Reminds me of like the Vampire Diaries when they walk down the corridors and they have to walk through the doors.
I destroyed you.
And I saved you. I may be gone, but this precious repository of your memories is here. Because of me, you exist. Because of me, you won't if they figure out how you freed Raven.
Yo, that was pretty sick, that.
I'd keep this memory safe. Painful memories aren't even here. They're cast away deep in your mind, where you don't have to face them.
It's nice to meet you. I've heard so many things.
Josephine?
In the flesh. But you shouldn't have opened that door. This body's not big enough for both of us.
The thing is, right, how are they going to fight internally? It's like, do you know what I mean? So if Josephine fights Clarke now and wins, does Josephine have full control of Clarke's body and vice versa? Do you know what I mean? If Clarke kills her, does she just wake up and like, I'm Clarke again? But I do like the fact what they've just said there with, you know, with Ali. The fact that, you know, the way Raven and her mum was brought back was the EMP. It was the shocking of the mind, wasn't it? Clarke's was a bit different in terms of the fact, you know, when she first had the nightblood put inside of her. So again, it's quite clever. And actually, do you know what? The way they're utilising the Chip storyline, they've done really well. I have to admit, Ali was annoying, she actually was. But like, in terms of how they progressed it forward and kind of like use the Ali storyline and you know, situations and how people react and going into this season without even kind of like being Ali again, it's done really well actually.
It's been hundreds of years since a mind wipe failed. But I gotta say, this isn't bad. It's a self-preservation thing. Trying to keep the mind separate so the body doesn't die. You kind of messed that up when you opened the door, so thanks for the accelerated brain deterioration.
You've been through this before?
Never anything as advanced as this, but the first was a 6-month-old. Her mind was unformed.
And they died.
Brain hemorrhaging leads to stroke, and we all fall down. How did you even survive?
You just want to know so you can figure out how to get rid of me. You're a sociopath.
The way I see it, you have 2 options. Tell me how you survived so I can fix it, and I'll make sure your people live happily ever after. Or don't, and eventually we'll both die anyway. I'll be reborn in someone else.
Go float yourself.
Your mind space contains all your memories, so try not to think of where you keep them. This is a disaster.
Loving the transition between clothes.
Organizational structure. Are you hiding a memory from me, Clarke?
I'll never find it.
You know what my spidey senses are telling me about you right now?
That I'll never help you wipe my mind.
You think you're a badass. I bet you have it on you right now.
Yo, the clothes transition's well good. She smoked her, mate.
Warning, collision alert.
I can't die in the mind space, but you can. Well, that gives me all night to kill you in here, or find the memory of how I can kill you out there.
I mean, that's just cheating me, innit? The fact is, I was going to say, do you remember when Echo fought that other woman who was supposed to be her protector? And I said she was awful, yeah? There was no way I would ever believe that Echo would lose that fight. And again here, based on my information that I know, Clarke's progressed slowly up to be a true fighter and warrior. She actually is a battle hero, so to speak, or whatever, villain. Now, this girl from the flashback, all she was is like a scientist, studying the planet and, you know, the bugs and the insects. There was no way that I would again believe somebody with combat skills would lose in a one-on-one fight with somebody like her. So I'm glad that Clarke actually overcome and won. The same way Echo overcome and won. It's believable. I wouldn't, like I said, when stuff happens, when you don't believe it, it doesn't make any sense. This one does, it's good. And like she said, mate, I could die as many times as I want. I could just keep respawning. But you can't. And it's quite good, actually, how she done the process, not of like elimination, but how she was saying that I actually think that you would take something off the walls and keep it in a physical object that you could protect yourself. I bet you that it's on you right now, and it actually is, isn't it? Ali give it her. But she changed clothes, you know, she was in the black stuff when Ali put it in, and then when she went into that room, she was back in season 1, grey top, and then obviously she come back out and she was in the black stuff again. So maybe when she transitions rooms, it doesn't go with, who knows? It's interesting though.
What are you doing here? If I can hide. You're good at that, aren't you? You did that during the conclave. Conclave at Ton DC. I get it. The thing is, I really thought you cared about Bellamy. I care. Then why isn't he here in this memory? After all, I'm just a subconscious projection of you.
Innit?
Have at her.
Even your projections hate you, Clarke.
Hey, Mount Weather.
you fighting so hard? I have to save your people.
It's good, mate.
Too bad I wasn't in that group, huh?
Tell me, are you sorry about Jasper too? You know what I think? You like being the savior. Why don't you just give it to her? Just give up control for once. I have an idea.
I've just hit it. Dominated it.
She hid it in the cave. Are you kidding me?
Your Maya's acting different.
Melty girl.
That's what Clark wants you to believe. Dominated.
This is my mind space. Turns out I can create whatever I want. The collar's geotagged to the cave
You can't win, so why bother?
to make sure you lose.
Things were different. We could have been friends.
Right, she's gonna die, ain't she? Now easy.
I may not be able to create anything in your mind space, but I can sure bring something in.
I need some explanation to know that how she brought her dad into the mind. Like, how is that physically happening? She's asleep. She said she took a sedative. How can she be asleep and extend over and get his mind and bring it over across in? Because she's just created a person just like Clark created Maya. So again, I don't understand that one. Not gonna lie. I understand how Clark can do it. It's her mind. She can create it. And you know, again, it was interesting with Maya, to be fair, you know. That action that Clark done by killing her set Jasper on the spiral, which killed Jasper. Now, again, I've said it a few times in the season with Bellamy and his actions earlier on at the start. You know, all them people that died on the Ark, I said, because he destroyed the communications on the ground, technically he was involved in all of their deaths. Because if he didn't destroy it, they could have communicated up and all them people would have been saved. But he was like, he was one of the reasons why all those people died. And Clark is a reason. She is a reason why Jasper's died. But again, she wasn't involved in it. He did have choices, and he obviously chose that way out. Now, again, I do think it's interesting that Clark's actually created her own kind of things inside of this memory. She can, like, hide the thing where she goes to. Kind of reminds me of Divergent. Don't know if you've ever seen the films. Fuming that they cancelled the last one. You know, what is the point, mate? You make 3 or 4, you might as well extend it and finish it off. But in there, you know, they want to try and test if people, what do they call them now? Well, Divergence, literally. That is literally the name of the film. And as they're testing them, Trish goes in for it, doesn't she? And while she's in there, she's getting attacked, and all she does is she turns over and she goes in the water. She gets stuck as well in glass that, you know, a glass box and the water's rising, she's about to die, and she just touches the glass and breaks it. And, like, falls like, how have you got out there so fast? Because everybody else has been in there for forever and they're all dying. And basically, the quicker you get out, they know you're Divergent, and he was trying to help her not to. And basically, she was like, look, I know it's not real. My mind, I could control it. And obviously, she decided what happened. And it's kind of what Clark's doing here. It's called NEVERMIND. Don't know if it means, like, it's never your mind. Never mind, it's mine. But again, mate, it is quite good.
Your predators expend energy running down slower prey. Or they pace themselves and let their prey tire out. Why did you avoid this?
Imagine she goes in there and gets sucked out.
That was a very effective distraction display. This is the place you were avoiding? The formative stuff, the traumas. They live deep in the brainstem. These are the wounds we pay shrinks not to fix. Everything you did was to save your people. I'd do the same thing.
I just want to live.
Do you, though? Your mind sure doesn't seem to. Well, gracefully, and your people get to live happily ever after.
Bellamy would never make a deal like that.
You have drawings, I have books. Don't judge.
I can guarantee safety for the rest of your people. I'll take your deal. Because it's the smart play. And it's the move she would have made.
I need them to be okay.
By my word, your people will be safe.
Tell Maddie I love her.
Senior environmental engineer, Debbie. Keep our water safe to drink.
It is in there.
An EMP. It'll be over soon. I promise.
See, right, I'm disappointed in that. It's like one of them things, you know, when somebody, like, the way I can compare that to is, I've got a strong mindset, yeah? So, like, no matter what, if I'm walking around town and somebody comes over, oh, can I just sell you this? Can I just sell it? It's just, no, mate, go away. I don't care what you're going to say to me. My mind will never change. It won't. Why? Because you're going to try and manipulate me with everything that you want me to hear so that I actually listen and I start signing up. I'll sign up for this deal. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pay this. No, mate. I've already got my mind set up. No matter what you're going to say, no matter who you're going to pull, and you're going to start playing on family strings, you know what I mean? You're going to start giving me all these... I don't care, yeah? I've made my mind up. This is what Clarke should have done here. She knows that this girl is doing whatever it takes to manipulate her. What is, like, she thinks now, Clarke, coming out of this, giving her that, and knows about the EMP, that she's going to save her people. How do you know she's going to keep her word on that? That's the thing. Like, I would be selfish. She was saying selfish, Clarke, before. It is selfish, mate. But I would rather take my own self out and kill you at the same time, hoping that my friends and family would be okay, than accept a deal that somebody stole my body, yeah, and tried to come in and then tried to manipulate my head that this is the best deal for everybody. That's literally what happens. The Primes have come in, they've stole Clarke's body, they've forced Bellamy to accept a deal to try and make her friends and family safe because he believes it'll be the best deal Clarke would have, you know, wanted. And then Clarke's just willingly give up her own life. I would literally rather just die. Again, goes back to what I said before. If I was mad there, the first person I would kill if I was coming into Marching These would be Clarke. And the reason is because her body was stolen, and that's the reason why all of this is happening. So, I mean, I'm disappointed that Clarke's just let her take that. Got Dad's watch on now. Yes, mate. And he's got his old haircut back as well.
You call this doing better? It's all for my people. I've heard that before, Clarke.
That I don't get to decide who lives or dies. I'm not deciding for anyone else.
But are you really gonna leave her?
She's better off without me.
I don't think that's true.
We have to do what's best for our people.
Doing the wrong thing is never what's best. The ends don't justify the means. You know that.
What do you want from me, Monty? It's over.
We'll see about that.
Where's he taking her? Oh, yeah, she's not walked through into her world.
230 years of memories.
They're all in chronological order.
I don't know, man. It's actually pretty sick, innit? In two different ways of storing her memories.
This must be where she keeps her primal wounds.
We could control my body from there.
Oh, imagine.
On it.
Oh. Joju's is really getting me tonight. Is it?
Try and kill her.
Tell me why. Isaac was a threat. He'd never hurt anyone. He defied the will of the Primes. He defied oblation. The Nulls are muddying the bloodline without oblation. Your answer is murder? Do you think I wouldn't notice? Where the hell did you drug me?
So they believe this was an accident. Let go of me.
Whoa.
You must think very little of me, Isaac.
I can explain.
Oh, I get it. You think because you're Kaylee's pet, you're more than what you are. You dilute the bloodline, you make it less likely that anyone would bear a host. How is Gabriel? His latest toast must be 95 by now.
Why should this child be sacrificed? He's done nothing.
Where does the kid go? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's pretty clever, really. I'm kind of liking what's going on here. They've done really good. I mean, a full episode with like 4 characters, pretty much, isn't it? You know, you've had Josephine, Clarke, Russell, and Monty a little bit. Oh, okay, and them two just there. But pretty much, it's been entertaining. It's been like information overload, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Totally forgot that, you know, Echo found that guy giving himself to the earth last episode, and then she killed him, and then she threw the other girl there, and now she was there back with the earth, isn't it? Like, where did it go? And where's Gabriel, man? We literally are in episode 7. What is he doing? She just said that the latest sacrifice that you would have given Gabriel will be like 95 years old now. So if that is true, how old's Gabriel? He's got to be dead, hasn't he? Otherwise, he must have still been jumping bodies at that time back in the day. I'm not too sure what time, like how long ago that memory was that Clarke just had there. But do you know what I mean? We did get told that in the present that he's decided that nobody should be doing that anymore by taking it and moving hosts. But in terms of like that one there, I'm guessing he still might do it. So again, do you know what I mean? It's quite interesting what's going on there. And do you know what? As if she could easily just walk into her mind and she just left it all unlocked. So like how Monty's there though, because he is a hacker. He's just like his son, isn't he, mate? He'd be able to get in. He's getting through that door. Now, when she goes into this other side, do you reckon she's going to see some more of Gabriel? Maybe how she fell for him? Because like she was liking him, wasn't she? When we first seen him at the start. I'm just trying to figure out how is she actually going to come back to the front, if that makes sense. Like, how's Clarke going to re-control her own body? And if she does, like they said, if she goes into this room, she'd be able to control her or something. Maybe just visually, or can she actually move and walk around and say stuff? Do you know what I mean? Will it be a fight of personalities then? Who knows?
Just got it.
Earth before the bombs.
Hey, is that what it is? Oh, got her.
Nice place.
Oh, Ali. She said that she was a revolutionary or something, didn't she? Or visionary or something like that last episode when she was slagging her.
I was looking for you at the water rationing protest. Thought you posted something about going.
Too many people.
Asked, and there's plenty of room at the comparative linguistics thing if you want to go.
I don't know, I'm not really feeling that social lately.
Stop toying with me and just admit what you are. Calls, texts, you know, being thoughtful. What do I get? Message received, you stuck-up bitch. You
Oh, to kill himself? What the hell, mate? That's mad, that.
I have an idea.
I was gonna say, mate, is my screen froze? Monty's still in there, though.
Deals off!
Bad timing for her, mate.
I win.
Yo, mate, this Clarke, she was a smug bastard, isn't she?
Just a moment, sweetheart. With all of our people helping you, it will go much faster.
Morse cold, innit? Oh, that's fucking sick, mate. Oh, mate, that is so good.
I'll order construction to begin. Is something wrong with the transfer?
You could say that.
Josephine was tapping out Morse code on her arm.
What does it mean?
It means Clark's alive.
Oh, mate, like, get with the times, man. That was so obvious. Fucking buzzy, mate. Oh, this was a good episode, this. It was dead simple, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? I didn't expect it. It was just kind of come out of nowhere, but, like, a necessary episode. You know what I mean? I've been saying past few that, you know, Clark's memory could still be in there and she'd push her way forward, but like I've always wondered how that's going to happen and how they're going to fight through it. But here they've done a great you know, like a great explanation on how that can actually be done. Do you know what I mean? She's invaded her mind, she's gone after it, she's going looking for her memory, she's trying to find this chip, isn't she? And do you know what? I was disappointed in Clarke, I ain't gonna lie. Proper disappointed in the fact that she did give up. Like I was saying before, you know, it's like one of them things when you walk around, someone comes over and tries to sell you something, you see you're not interested, and you still go and go and go, yeah, but this, what about that, what about your family, what about this? No, mate, you know, if I wanted to do something, I would do it myself. I don't need you coming over here and trying to manipulate me and tell me it's the best decision for me. And do you know what I mean? Like, Clarke fell for that. You know, her body's been hijacked, and now she's trying to manipulate it and use it, saying, well, if you don't sacrifice yourself fully, you know what I mean, that's, you know, your friends, family are going to be in danger. I'd be like, sack that, mate. Why would I believe anything that you say? And that's literally it. I would have been that selfish person. I would have possibly sentenced all my friends and family to die to try and come back alive, because I would have felt the best way to keep them alive would me coming to the present. Do you know what I mean? Would me being reborn again, or me being back as Clarke, not me accepting a deal of somebody that's taken over my own body and my own consciousness and mind. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's good that Monty's come in. I like that, because obviously he's a good person. He's put them on this planet. Bellamy as well said that he accepted the deal because that's what he thought Clarke would have wanted. But Monty's come round and is like, look, mate, that is not what we wanted, you know? Other people dictating how our friends and family should live. Okay, let's just say, yeah, they accept that deal and they say what they offered, you know, they'll give us a bunker and a place that we can go and live and survive. Who's going to say that, you know, that's going to be sustainable? Who's not going to say that they're not going to keep all the resources and we're going to be slaves to them, and they're going to have to, you know, keep us working consistently, and we're going to be, you know, like people just at the bottom of the barrel, the last scraps, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's okay that they give us a place to live, but what's going to come from there? You know, is it worth living? Basically, it's like last episode when that guy said to Diosa, he's like, look, mate, they promised a place where your kid could be raised, but is your child really living when she's there being a slave, being a cleaner, being a bottom feeder? No, she's not. Would you rather her out being in the wilderness alone, but fighting, surviving, growing up, adapting to their lives? Do you know what I mean? Like Maddie was when Clarke found her. She was in the trees, she was going through it all. Do you know what I mean? She was setting traps, she was going out hunting for food, fighting, tasking, going for it. I'd much rather have that life on the outside with nobody around, and then be obviously a person in real life being a slave to somebody. That's what I would rather be. I'd rather live in a jungle on my own, walking around, just building huts, looking, searching for food, than being somebody's slave chained up and just living to serve somebody else's purpose. So it's good that he's come in, he's got around, she's back on the right track, and they've invaded her memories, which I think is really clever, actually. You know what I mean? She expressed how, you know, Clarke locked her thing away in somewhere that would be a place that she never really would ever want to go. and the same concept has been flipped and put it back onto Josephine herself, and Clark's found this place where that guy shot and killed himself, which was mad, by the way, all because she didn't really want to date him. Now, I thought that he was going to kill her in that memory, or a friend, and I was gonna say that's mad, but shooting himself's even crazier. And is he the guy from the new, I feel like he's the guy from the new Halloween film, do you know what I mean? Like, crazy dude in that one as well, started going around killing people. I thought this was a good episode, me. Limited cast, but maximum benefit, because the amount of stories that's been told has been great. I think we need one more episode, not of this, but of Abby and Maddie learning that Clark's possibly alive. First of all, Abby needs to learn that they're trying to use her to create Nightblood. So that, not just because obviously to save Kane, because that's what she thinks, but do you know what I mean? To keep their people alive consistently. And the fact that they also try to kill Clarke to make this happen, to then use her and manipulate her to get her on that side. Do you know what I mean? Like, this bit's vital. But we didn't even get nothing about the Dark Commander as well, and what's going to happen when she attacks. So again, going to be exciting to see, because I said last episode that if I was Maddie, I would kill Clarke straight away. Now that we know that she's alive, how's Maddie going to react? She's banished Gaia. Where's she gone? You know, what's going to happen there? And also, how's she going to react? Now, Bellamy retells her, because he told last episode she was dead. Now he's going to have to retell her that she's possibly alive. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Do you know what I actually really enjoyed? The fact that we got the original Josephine from episode 1 here in today's episode. She's proper smug, isn't she? And then when she goes to Clarke, you could see the face and the mannerisms from obviously her acting, that it's her now controlling that body. From seeing the Clarke obviously in the mind to the one that come into the present, I could tell straight away it's two different actors, and I think it's really, really good. Also, I like the fact that Clarke was jumping from scene to scene with different hairstyles / clothes. This was a really good episode. You know, I really enjoyed that costume design. I thought it was good how they utilised Ali, if I'm being totally honest, in terms of that memory, how she took it from the wall and created it into a chip, and she was saying, look mate, you know, this is how, this is how Raven and Abby come back. You know, they fried the memory, got rid of it. Now, you don't need her to have this memory. This is a core bit, mate. If she finds out that that's the way to do it, then she's going to get it. She's going to impede herself. Boom, mate. You gonzos. You know what I mean? You are dead. Now, she's come in and fought. Clarke won the first fight. Totally believable. I said it before. I'll say it again. Somebody who's been in combat, in war, with battle experience, willing to do whatever it takes to savagely murder somebody, should be victorious over somebody who's not really a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if somebody attacked Abby, I would fully expect Abby to die. You know, if someone attacked Kane, I think he'd put up a good fight. Possibly die, but like someone like Octavia Ninja, now that's different. Do you know what I mean? You'd have to be a good combat fighter as well, like Rowan, like Luna, like Echo, to actually defeat them. Not just a Joe Bloggy person that's just a research scientist. Loads of questions in terms of, like, you know, what is going on. I know it wasn't mentioned in this episode, but literally, like, if you're thinking about the storyline and what's left of the season, what's going to go on with the march with Maddie and the people? Do you know what I mean? The Dark Commander, that's the storyline that's still got to go on. What's happening with Diosa? You know, she's there, she's got a baby, she's going to have it this season. Still with Diosa and Octavia in that kind of like segment, you know, her arm's deteriorating, she's drawn like these symbols. Diosa had it in the book, that guy had one on his chest. What is that? Why is it being called? Why is she being chosen? How's that going to obviously help her arm? What is that storyline going on there? Where's Gabriel? Do you know what I mean? Is he alive? Is he dead? They've not said that they've seen this grey-haired old man for ages. Now, in this story, in today's episode, do you know what I mean? The last person that was sent to him, she said, was like 95 years old. So then, how old's he? Again, what's happening? Why are they sacrificing people to the earth? She was kind of saying that, look, mate, you're kind of reducing our chance to have a night bleeder, pretty much. Basically, what she was saying, like population control. The more people that you get rid away, the less chance we have of finding more hosts for us to actually move forward. Do you know what I mean? When she killed that guy, it was interesting that that girl who boarded the ship in the first episode or whatever's and tried to get away, who tried to say, you know, like Clarke was lying, actually killed Josephine. She drugged her, and then when she was like, boom, she pushed her out of the window. Is it something that she was doing? It sounded like Josephine maybe had killed one of her loved ones in the past, and she was saying that, like, that family is, I don't know, reducing their chances of finding hosts again. So she's kind of willing to do the savage things. Like, Josephine, in my opinion, is willing to go out and murder and kill and be savage more than like a dad and a mum are, even though obviously they want the same thing as her. Like the fact that Bellamy clocked the Morse code on her arm. I don't know Morse code, but I knew exactly that was happening, and I like seeing Monty in it as well. Do you know what I mean? I just love seeing somebody from the old cast back here, and it was good to see Maya. You know, I thought it might have been Finn under the bag. I could tell that it was somebody with long hair. I thought it might have been a memory that Clarke obviously was like wounded and, you know, upset with that she killed him and she had to. But obviously it was in Mount Weather, and that is where she first obviously put the knife towards Maya's neck, and then she did press the button that killed her. Casualty in war, which is sad, but it had to be done. I firmly stand by it. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, I feel like this episode here was Clarke and a conscience, and she was bringing people back and she was talking, and like sometimes I feel like because people have been involved in a lot of actions in their life and they don't really like now in the future happy with the decisions that they made and like the consequences that happened with them, like they feel like they need to be self-inflicted and punished. You know, I feel like Octavia needed to do that. Stefan's done it in the diaries, you know what I mean? And now I feel like Clarke was on that thing as well. Like, she's made a lot of decisions that she believes was for the right things, but then when she looks at it, a lot of people have died. Now, I personally believe that most of the time that Clarke's done the decisions, that it has been correct. You know, the first one with the missile that come and they didn't, is it Tong DC or whatever it was called? You know, Octavia mentioned it in today's episode. I do think that they went around that pretty crap, to be honest. I feel like they could have caused a diversion, could have informed a bit more people, key essential personnel, Kane, Abbe, you know, Indra at the same time. They could have then floated around and told their key assets as well, and it could have reduced the numbers that was there. Cause a fire, do you know what I mean? You see it, a couple of buildings on fire, a bit of chaos, commotion, people will disperse, you know what I mean? The rockets will hit, less people will have died. So, yes, okay, that was a pretty bad decision, but Clarke's done everything, I believe, personally, whether it's right or wrong, but I do believe that when she's done something, she believes it's the right decision. And I'm okay with that. You know, I didn't like Pike and what he done, but I believe that he believed he was doing the right decision for his people. And I have to respect that, because people need to do whatever it takes to save themselves and obviously their friends and family and loved ones. And if they firmly behind a decision and they think that's how to save, not agendas, not like I'm attacking them because I dislike them. That's different, you know. When Prime Fire's come in, or, you know, when this is happening and you feel like, you know, we're on our last legs, we've only got one way to survive, we need to do this action, we need to kill them in Mount Weather, we need to save our people, that's where I can get behind it, because I'm like, yes, you've objectified it, looked at it, you think this is the best solution, you know what I mean? You got a couple of seconds to think, you actually had, what are you going to do? And they went for it. So I'm not going to blame Clarke for any decisions in the past. I think she's been good. I think she's ascended to a good leader as well. Yes, okay, some decisions are a bit sus and it might be playing on her mind, and that's why she's trying to target here. But overall, she's been really good, and I like the fact that, you know, now she's inflicted her memory, she's got it, she can take control of it. I would like to know if Josephine knows that she's just done that, because it seems like she doesn't. She was still cocky. I know a way how to kill them. Nose is bleeding. She didn't realise that she was tapping, though. Going to be interesting to see what Bellamy does. Can't wait for the next episode. Thanks for checking out today's. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.